From the frozen peaks of the Ural Mountains to the runways of Chicago's busiest airport, strange phenomena have stirred questions we still can't answer. What really happened to the 9 hikers at Dyatlov Pass? Why did dozens of professionals witness a metallic disc hovering over O'Hare with no trace on radar? And what are those glowing orbs in Norway's night skies? Scientific flukes or messages from beyond? Join us as we explore 5 of the most baffling unsolved mysteries ever caught on camera, each one more chilling than the last. Black Knight Satellite. High above Earth, in the cold vacuum of space, a mysterious object drifts in perpetual orbit. It emits no signal, bears no flag, and belongs to no known nation. Some say it's a relic from ancient astronauts. Others, a misunderstood piece of space debris. But to many, it is known simply as the Black Knight Satellite. The story begins in the late 19th century when inventor Nikola Tesla claimed to have intercepted an extraterrestrial radio signal. Though dismissed at the time, some believe Tesla had picked up the first whispers from the Black Knight. Decades later, in the 1920s, amateur radio operators reported hearing strange repeating signals they couldn't explain. In 1960, the U.S. Department of Defense detected an unidentified object in polar orbit, an unusual feat during the Cold War era when neither the U.S. nor the Soviet Union had achieved such a capability. A few years later, NASA released a photograph taken during the STS-88 mission that showed a strange, angular object in orbit. The photo quickly fueled speculation that the mysterious satellite was real. Explanations vary. Some say it's an alien probe that has watched humanity for thousands of years. Others suggest it's a fragment of a classified military satellite or simply space debris distorted by shadow and light. Skeptics argue the object in the STS-88 image is a thermal blanket lost during a spacewalk, yet the legends persist. Ancient astronaut theorists point to historical texts and artworks they claim depict spacefaring visitors. Could the Black Knight be evidence that Earth has been under observation for centuries, if not millennia? Or is it a modern myth fueled by imagination, technology, and our eternal search for connection beyond the stars? Whether it's an alien artifact, a piece of lost technology, or a misunderstood photograph, the Black Knight satellite continues to captivate the human imagination. Floating silently above us, it challenges our understanding of history, science, and what may lie beyond our world. The Hessdalen Lights. Nestled in the remote valley of central Norway lies Hessdalen, a quiet place of forests, mountains, and mystery. For decades, strange lights have appeared in its skies, floating, flashing, defying explanation. Welcome to one of the world's most baffling atmospheric enigmas, the Hessdalen Lights. Reports of unexplained lights in Hessdalen date back to the early 1930s, but the phenomena intensified in the early 1980s. For several years, residents and visitors observed bright orbs, white, yellow, or red, hovering and darting through the sky. Sometimes they moved slowly, other times they shot across the valley at impossible speeds. In response to the increase in activity, Project Hessdalen was launched in 1983. Scientists and engineers set up equipment to monitor the skies. They captured photos, radar data, and electromagnetic readings. The findings? The lights were real, but their origin remained elusive. The Hessdalen Lights vary in shape and behavior. Some resemble metallic objects. Others are glowing balls of light. They can hover for hours or vanish in seconds. Some pulse rhythmically. They appear in all seasons, sometimes multiple times per week. No single explanation fits all occurrences. Theories abound. Some researchers suggest piezoelectricity, caused by pressure on quartz-bearing rocks in the valley. Others believe it's plasma created by unusual atmospheric conditions. And then, there are those who say the lights are of extraterrestrial origin, UFO theorists consider Hessdalen a potential window area, a place where interdimensional phenomena occur. Today, Hessdalen remains under observation. Automated monitoring stations capture the lights, now less frequent but still present. Scientists continue to gather data, hoping to solve the puzzle. The local community welcomes curious visitors, scientists, and truth seekers alike. In an age of satellites and smartphones, some mysteries still slip through our grasp. The Hestalen Lights remind us that the universe is vast and full of wonder. As long as they dance above the valley, questions will remain, and curiosity will endure. The Jellyfish UFO. High above Earth's atmosphere, beyond the reach of commercial airliners, a strange and haunting image emerges. It glows. It floats. It trails tendrils of light like a creature from the sea, yet it's in the sky. This is no ordinary object. It is what many call the Jellyfish UFO. One of the most famous recordings of the Jellyfish UFO comes in 2018. Eyewitnesses described a glowing, umbrella-shaped object hovering silently in the night sky. It radiated light and appeared to pulse with energy, its tendrils stretching downward like a cosmic jellyfish. But this wasn't the only sighting. Similar phenomena have been reported around the world, from Norway to the American Midwest. The Jellyfish UFO often appears during or after rocket launches, glowing with an ethereal blue or white hue. Witnesses describe its movement as slow and deliberate. Its distinctive shape, a glowing dome with trailing light or vapor, has made it one of the most unique UFOs ever recorded. Scientists have attempted to explain the phenomenon. One leading theory is that the jellyfish shape is caused by rocket exhaust interacting with the upper atmosphere. The tendrils may be fuel or ice crystals reflecting sunlight, especially when launches occur at twilight. These conditions can create surreal, luminous shapes high in the sky. But not everyone is convinced. Some argue that the symmetry and duration of the sightings suggest intelligent design rather than incidental phenomena. UFO researchers point out instances where no rocket activity was reported. Could these be advanced surveillance craft? Or something not of this Earth at all? Whether a misunderstood marvel of physics or a sign from the cosmos, the Jellyfish UFO captures our imagination and challenges our understanding of the skies. In a world of constant surveillance, it reminds us some things remain beautifully unexplained. Dyatlov Pass Incident. In the frozen depths of Russia's Ural Mountains lies a mystery so chilling, so inexplicable, it has haunted investigators, historians, and conspiracy theorists for over 6 decades. 9 hikers set out into the snow in 1959. None returned. What happened to them remains one of the most disturbing unsolved cases of the 20th century. This is the Dyatlov Pass Incident. In late January 1959, 9 students from the Ural Polytechnical Institute, led by Igor Dyatlov, set off on a skiing expedition into the Ural Mountains. Experienced and well-equipped, their goal was to reach Otorten Peak. Spirits were high. But on February 1st, everything changed. The group's last known campsite was discovered days later on the slopes of a mountain the Mansi people call Dead Mountain, Kholat Syakhl. Their tent had been cut open from the inside. Belongings were left undisturbed, yet the hikers had fled into the sub-zero night barefoot and half-dressed. Why? Rescue teams found the first bodies within a mile of the camp, some huddled near a campfire, others scattered across the snow. 2 months later, the final 4 were discovered in a ravine. Some of them had horrific injuries: fractured skulls, broken ribs, one missing eyes, and another her tongue. Yet there were no external wounds. Soviet investigators were baffled. Explanations range from the plausible to the paranormal. Some cite an avalanche, others a military test gone wrong. Theories have included infrasound-induced panic, Yeti attacks, radioactive contamination, and secret weapons testing. Each offers pieces, but no complete picture. Adding to the mystery were the state's actions. Files were classified. Witnesses were silenced. The official cause? A compelling natural force. But skeptics argue that the truth was buried, perhaps deliberately, during the height of Soviet secrecy. Recent studies point toward a rare type of slab avalanche. Computer modeling has shown that under the right conditions, a delayed snow shift could force the hikers to flee in panic. But even now, debate continues. 9 lives lost, countless questions remain. In the heart of Russia's cold wilderness, something terrible happened. But what? That answer may still lie buried beneath the snow. O'Hare International Airport UFO Incident. It was a gray afternoon in late November 2006 at one of the busiest airports in the United States, Chicago's O'Hare International. Ground crew and pilots prepared for routine departures, but what they saw that day was anything but ordinary. A metallic disc hovering silently above gate C-17 caught their attention. It wasn't on radar, it wasn't explained, and it vanished in the blink of an eye, leaving behind a hole in the clouds and a mystery that has endured for nearly 2 decades. November 7th, 2006, around 4:15 p.m., multiple United Airlines employees, ramp workers, supervisors, and pilots reported seeing a dark gray, disc-shaped object hovering just below the cloud line. It was completely still. No lights, no sound. Suspended in the air for nearly 5 minutes. Then, it suddenly shot upward at high speed, piercing a perfect circular hole through the cloud cover. One witness described the object as metallic and perfectly round. Another said it was unlike any aircraft I've seen in my life. More than a dozen employees corroborated the sighting, though none of them were allowed to speak to the press without company clearance. Fear of ridicule and job security kept many silent. Initially, the Federal Aviation Administration claimed it had received no reports. Later, under pressure from a Freedom of Information Act request filed by the Chicago Tribune, the FAA admitted it had recorded the incident, but dismissed it as a weather phenomenon. This explanation did little to satisfy those who saw the object with their own eyes. The object never appeared on radar, raising questions about how something could physically manifest, be seen by multiple trained professionals, and still go undetected by high-tech systems. Experts argue that anything hovering in restricted airspace should have triggered alerts, whether man-made or not. The story broke nationally in January 2007 and immediately sparked a wave of public interest. UFO investigators and skeptics alike weighed in. Was it a secret military craft, a drone test, or something truly unearthly? Despite the attention, the incident received no formal investigation from federal authorities. Theories range from experimental aircraft to extraterrestrial surveillance. Some believe the incident was a test of public perception more than anything else. For many, it remains one of the most credible and baffling UFO sightings in aviation history.
There was a disc out there flying around.
There was a what?
A disc.
A disc. Like a frisbee?
Like a UFO type thing.
Yeah, okay.
Okay?
Yeah. Tower, this is Dan.
Hey, Dave, it's Sid from the United Tower. Hey, did you see a flying disc out by C-17?
We saw it a half hour ago.
Who saw it?
A whole bunch of us over at the Charlie Concourse.
Really? You guys did? Who's this?
The United Taxi Mechanics.
Some of our pilots on the ground were reporting a UFO sighting at 1,000 feet from the seaside of the airport. Did you guys do anything about that?
You know what? The ramp tower called me. I want to say about 10, 15 minutes ago.
The credibility of the witnesses, the high-security airspace, and the FAA's evasive response have elevated the O'Hare sighting to legendary status. Something appeared, and then was gone. Unexplained, unrecorded, unacknowledged. The O'Hare UFO incident stands as a stark reminder. The truth is sometimes hiding in plain sight.